This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Police tonight are investigating the circumstances surrounding the stabbing death of a man following a domestic dispute at an apartment complex on Blue Hill Road South near Marshall Road today. Officer in charge of the Central Detective Unit Homicide Division, Superintendent Bernard Barnaby Jr., said police were called to the scene around 11:15 this morning.
And upon their arrival, they met a male lying outside apartment number 6 with a stab wound to the upper body. EMS responded, and after the examination, they discovered that the male had to come due to an injury. What we can say this far is that sometime around 11 a.m., a male resident who was home was approached by another male armed with a knife. They got in some type of altercation where one of the males was fatally stabbed.
Police aren't releasing the identity of the victim at this time. However, Superintendent Barnaby confirmed the male is between 30 and 35 years old. He noted that a male is in custody in connection with this fatal stabbing. Meantime, Superintendent Barnaby said this latest incident is not connected in any way to yesterday's murder of BTC employee Jamal Hyler. Barnaby indicated that a number of people are in custody in connection with that homicide.
Yesterday was totally isolated. The male shot yesterday has been identified as Jamal Hyler of Winton Heights, and he is an employee at BTC. Thus far, we have some 15 persons in custody. We are questioning 14 males and 1 female. We still don't have no motive as to yesterday's shooting, but once we speak to members of the public and those persons, we'll see where the investigation takes us.
Moving on up is what the Sears family can say they will do now as they receive keys to a new home Monday evening. The donation is a part of the Urban Renewal Small Home Repair Program, which saw the work extending to the South Beach community. As Jimenita Swain tells us tonight, the Deputy Prime Minister also used the opportunity to defend the work of Urban Renewal's Small Home Repair Program.
The Urban Renewal Small Homes Repair Program extended its reach to the South Beach area of New Providence, where 4 siblings of the Sears family received a new 3-bedroom, 1-bath home. Knowles Construction built the home at a cost of $70,000. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Works and Urban Development Philip Davis said Urban Renewal has the mandate to work with urgency to bring relief where necessary.
That is why we accepted the main criticism issuing from the Auditor General's report. This criticism turns, though, on an audit of normal procedures for the bureaucracy that intrinsically belongs to government. Within the normal bureaucracy, this sense of urgency and, when necessary, immediacy cannot be delivered or achieved. That is why, by executive decision, Urban Renewal has been set apart to meet its mandate.
The Deputy Prime Minister did not stop there, though. He explained why it was important to defend one's good name, especially if publicly discredited.
If someone tells an untruth about you, you are bound to defend it, lest your name is shot. In the same way, Urban Renewal will stand its ground on the basis of truth. As the saying goes, I ain't gonna pick no fight, but I ain't fear none. See, I took note this morning of the Tribune's public accounts story. I understand they'll meet on Thursday or Wednesday to determine the way forward in its probe on urban renewal. I trust that all of the information that they now have before them will be considered.
21-year-old Evando expressed words of gratitude once the new keys were issued to them and the home was blessed.
But not just a brand new home, a brand new life. And my parents, who are not with us today, should be very proud today to see that the dream home they had attentively started to build for us did not finish, but a brand new one was built. Therefore, a brand new dream.
The family says it plans to make the most of this new gift. Jimenita Swain, ZNS Network News.
The Urban Renewal Commission also reached out to the country's senior citizens. Fern Carey tells us tonight they visited Sandilands Rehabilitation Center today.
Senior citizens taking center stage in a new partnership between Sandilands Rehabilitation Center and the Urban Renewal Commission on Tuesday. Urban Renewal Commission co-chair Cynthia Mother-Pratt indicated that Sunderland's Geriatric Center residents are of particular concern as many of them are abandoned and neglected by their families. That is why she says the Urban Renewal Peace Ambassadors can help.
I know of a lot of families who leave their parents here at geriatrics and never return. I know of it. And so we have the Peace Ambassadors. I'm certain Mrs. Darling would arrange for visitations. Maybe we can take them on tours sometimes. Maybe we can have a day where we can take them out of their environment, those who can come out, so we can go out and enjoy. These are the pillars. These are the ones who laid the foundation. These are the shoulders that we are standing on. And God knows it. We're not treating them right.
Volunteers from the Urban Renewal Centers are also expected to assist with Sunderland's Adopt a Grandparent program and other initiatives there.
They do have their own groups, various groups within those centers, youth groups, and we have a lot of bright, talented young people who are looking for things to do. And so we can have a center visit at different times. If you set up a schedule, we'd be more than delighted to do that, because the police officers who heads those centers, they know the people in the area, and they're able to get some of these persons who are willing to come and assist wherever they can.
Sunderland's Public Relations Manager Betsy Duvalier and Hospital Administrator Dorothy Hepburn welcomed the new partnership and acknowledged that Sunderland's also needs funding for its proposed daycare center and lawn project, which is expected to provide therapeutic relief to mentally ill patients. Sunderland's officials, along with Mrs. Pratt and members of the Urban Renewal team, then toured the proposed site for the daycare center and visited the geriatric facility. Fern Curie, ZNS Network News.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm C.S. Scatterly. The National Insurance Board advises all employers that as a result of the minimum wage increase to begin on August 15th, there will be a corresponding increase in the contribution payments for the month of August and thereafter for all workers affected by the change. For example, a worker earning the current $150 per week minimum wage would have been paying from his salary contributions $5.85, with the employer paying $8.85. With the increase in the minimum wage to $210 per week, that employee's contributions will be increased to $8.19 per week, with the employer paying $12.39 per week. In other business news, officials from the Ministry of Financial Services said the Bahamas is moving to ensure that it complies with foreign account tax compliance standards, noting that last week's passage of the bill to enact FATCA in the Senate ensures that the country continues to remain aligned with the most recent international financial standards. FATCA is a U.S. federal law that aims to reduce tax evasion by Americans and requires foreign financial institutions to report information on accounts of U.S. taxpayers to the U.S. Internal Revenue Service. And in international news, one of tech's biggest names, Google, is reorganizing under a new moniker, Alphabet, in a move underscoring its founders' ambitions to pursue ventures far beyond the company's internet search core, from self-driving cars to cutting-edge medical research. It will still use the Google name for its popular internet search engine, mapping service, and related products. But CEO and co-founder Larry Page said the creation of the new holding company called Alphabet will provide more independence for divisions like Nest, which makes internet-connected home appliances, and Calico, which is researching ways to prolong human life. As part of its reorganization, Page said the company will begin reporting financial results by segments. This has been your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm C.S. Scatterly.
Tourism today. It's our Bahamas tourism today. Several WestJet agents got a true taste of Bahamian culture thanks to the Ministry of Tourism's world-renowned People-to-People program. The agents can now go back to Canada and truly sell the islands of the Bahamas to thousands of their clients.
It's one of our great destinations that we have here and that we sell, and it's really important for our agents to come into destination, really be able to experience the properties and the destination so that they can really make sure that they can convince our guests that this is the right place for them to be. We've all 100% enjoyed our time here, and I know it'll just increase our sales into the Bahamas.
The group from the WestJet Vacation Call Center division enjoyed a wonderful evening at a traditional Bahamian home as a part of their week-long familiarization trip. While the group enjoyed exploring New Providence, participants said the people-to-people experience was the highlight.
Oh, fabulous. It's been a wealth of knowledge already. We've had the opportunity to only see a couple of properties so far, but still been able to see a little bit of the island, of course the airport as well, and meet up with the people-to-people group this evening. It's been wonderful. We've been treated like royalty, and it's like coming home here.
The event was hosted by longtime People-to-People ambassador Raymond Dames.
What we wanted to do, because I work in real estate, we wanted to showcase a Bahamian home. And so we're showing one of these beautiful homes here in Balmoral and sharing a Bahamian meal with them. And we've gone very Bahamian. We got peas and grits, macaroni, conch salad, conch fritters, we got fish.
Stay tuned to Tourism Today for more stories on the People-to-People experience. For the Tourism Today Network, I'm Nakia DeVoe.
Prime Minister the Right Honourable Perry Christie, Fox Hill MP Fred Mitchell, and several other members of Parliament joined the Fox Hill community for services celebrating Fox Hill today. It was during one of those services that the area MP noted that the office of the Prime Minister demands a certain level of respect. Here's Cleopatra Murphy.
Member of Parliament for Fox Hill, the Honourable Fred Mitchell, was firm in his stance today that the office of the Prime Minister is to be respected and insists anyone who seeks to denigrate it should be called out.
The Prime Minister is the holder of the most important executive office in this country. In that, he is the defender of all the power and majesty that is reposed in the Bahamian state. No one should disrespect it.
Speaking during a Fox Hill Day service at St. Paul's Native Baptist Church, Mitchell addressed comments by Bahamar developer Sarkis Ismerlian, who has been critical of the Prime Minister since government initiated steps to have a provisional liquidator manage Bahamar since its Chapter 11 bankruptcy filing. Prime Minister the Right Honourable Perry Christie followed the same thread, noting that respect is an important lesson to pass on to children. He further underscored the importance of respecting the office of the Prime Minister.
Sometimes we forget it is not the individual we're talking about. We're talking about the office that person holds. And that person could be the pastor of the church. It's the office the pastor has that will be passed on to eternity, where other individuals will come in and hold that office. And for the good order of our country, whether it's in the church, whether it's in the principal in the school, whether it's the Prime Minister, respect, respect, respect.
Christie, who has attended the Fox Hill Day services for the past 17 years, also focused his attention on the day itself, noting that as Fox Hillians continue the tradition, it gives children the opportunity to exercise their gifts.
The opportunity we have to see these children manifest their gifts gives us an opportunity to be able to harness their talent, point them in the right direction.
At Mount Carey Baptist Church, visiting politicians joined Mitchell on stage for a performance of Bob Marley's Redemption Song. Services were held at Macedonia Baptist Church and St. Mark's Native Baptist Church, after which Christie and Mitchell visited the monument erected for the 4 Fox Hill residents gunned down on December 27, 2013. Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
For Family Islanders, access to medical care and medical expertise could mean the difference between life and death. In tonight's BTC Connection, Keishla Adley introduces you to a physician on Long Island who's taking advantage of telemedicine delivered over the web by BTC.
Deep breath, out. Like most Family Island communities, the investment of a hospital isn't feasible. Small clinics are the only means of receiving health care, and that is Dr. Yvette Carter's daily responsibility.
And I think it was 2012, no, 11, that they had asked me if I would relieve a doctor here, and I said, sure. Anyway, when I came, my daughter Angelica, she really liked Long Island. She fell in love with Long Island.
She says her then small children loved the community, and she loved the crime-free environment and the excellent record of the NGM Major All-Age School. Long Islanders love the fact that this telemedicine system limits the reasons they have to leave the island to see a doctor.
Well, telemedicine basically is an excellent form of information technology where you can actually communicate with the doctors in Nassau, or the specialists, at a distance. It can be used for all forms of medicine, from critical care, psychiatry, all the different disciplines, dermatology, all disciplines this is good for.
This system is possible because of internet connection from BTC, linking Long Island with the Accident and Emergency Department of the PMH. There, doctors can monitor everything from psychiatric complaints to dermatology.
A lot of the patients, especially with dermatology in the Long Island, where we have a lot of fair-skinned people, they tend to have a lot of skin lesions that we need to know whether or not they are malignant or not. And because of this, we're able to actually scan those lesions with the camera, and the dermatologist can actually advise me in terms of what to do. And, that has been very, in terms of cost effective for the patient.
Okay, that's fine.
And confidentiality is not an issue, Dr. Carter assures. That sounds good to Long Islanders who in most cases, thanks to BTC, can save themselves a long trip. Keishla Adderley for the BTC Island Connection.